Greetings and salutations. I am the kid Johnny C, Johnny Metal. I just wanted to come on here and do a little video talking about some of my personal favorite albums. Um, it was hard to narrow down to 10, so I did 12. And really, I could go further than that, but I thought, you know what? Let's do an odd number. Let's do 12. So there's probably going to be a lot of stuff on here that is going to be no shock to anybody. Probably going to be favorites amongst a lot of people. But there's going to be a few that, hey, I never heard of that album. Tell me more. So that's what I'm going to do. So I kind of hodgepodge this in an order. So first up at number 12, we've got, I don't know if you can see that, Tall Stories. Now you're probably wondering, who the heck's Tall Stories? Okay. Tall Stories was a group of New York Northeast um, studio musicians who got together and decided to put a little album out. And they called themselves Tall Stories. Um, Probably the most well known is Steve Augeri, who for a short time fronted Journey after Steve Perry left. You also have Jack Moore on lead guitars, Kevin Toshian. I'm going to butcher everybody's names here, so forgive me. On bass, and Tom DeFeria on drums. Now, this is just if you like Journey, if you like that kind of adult-oriented rock kind of sound, man, sorry, this album is just great. I mean, there's so many good songs on this. Wild on the Run kicks this off. Just a great chugging song. Chains of Love, Crawling Back, Sister of Mercy, great. Just a great groove with that song. Stay With Me, such a awesome power ballad. Somewhere She Waits, World Inside You, Restless One, Never Enough, Close Your Eye. I mean, this just top to bottom, great album. I learned of these guys um, probably about 90, 91, give or take. I don't recall. Let's see, the album came out in 91, so it would have been 91. I would have heard of them. Um, and I heard that they were going to be playing, they were opening up for Mr. Big up in Hammerjacks up in Baltimore. And unfortunately, being the naive 20-something-year-old that I was pre-internet, I didn't think, because Hammerjacks, I thought it was just a club. I figured first come, first serve. You pay whatever to get in, and boom, it doesn't work that way. So so I didn't get to see that show, unfortunately. But I learned you gotta make it, you gotta get tickets for stuff like that. Next album is this is going to be a complete departure from Tall Stories, and probably from a lot of the stuff I'm going to be bringing up here. The Jesus Record. It's by Rich Mullins and a Ragamuffin Band. One thing I will admit, I call myself a follower of Jesus, so I'm going to be upfront with you on that, and you can probably turn the video off at this point if that turns you off. Hopefully, you'll stay to the end of this. But this album, I learned about Rich Mullins early '98, and really started getting into his music. Then I discovered he had been killed in an auto accident a few months earlier. And so his band, he had a group of band members that released this album posthumously. Um, they recorded it, arranged it, and they released this album. Um, this is just, I mean, this album just brings me to my knees. There's so many songs on this that are so good. My Deliverer, Surely God Is With Us, Nothing is Beyond You, You Did Not Have a Home, a song simply called Jesus, which, gosh, one of the first times I heard that song, I really got listening to the lyrics and I almost had to pull over the side of the road and cry because it just really touched my soul. All the Way to Kingdom Come, Man of No Reputation, which Rich did not do a demo version of, but is featured on this album. Heaven in Your Eyes, Hard to Get, That Where I Am, There You May Also Be. Just a wonderful album. Um, I listen to this still very much a lot today. Just has impacted my soul so much. Just great, great, great album. Okay, back to the hard rock, heavy metal type of, well, at least for this next album, coming at number 10. I actually hated to put the Jesus record solo, but when you see some of these other mammoth ones, you'll understand why. Fates Warning, Awaken the Guardian. When I first heard this one, this was in 86, I believe, and I had gotten the Best of Metal Blade Volume 2. There's a song on there called Prelude to Ruin. And I'm like, what was that? That was awesome. The only thing I didn't like for some reason was the singer's voice was kind of mixed a little low, or at least it seemed in my ears anyway. But I've heard guys, Mike Portnoy, Dream Theater says, without Fates Warning, there might not have been a Dream Theater, at least not in the way you would come to think of Dream Theater. The Sorceress, Valley of Dolls, Fata Morgana, Guardian, wonderful track. Probably one of my top 10 songs of all time. Love Guardian. Of course, Prelude to Ruin, Heart of Winter, Giants Lore, Heart of Winter, Time Lost Past, and Exodus. Just a great album, start to finish. Proggy, metal, rock sound. Amazing album. Last album that featured John Arch on vocals. Ray Alder would come in and he basically is still the singer for the band. John Arch and Jim Matthews have been known to do a couple things here and there, and those are amazing albums as well. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Okay, this one's gonna again stray back to the away from the hard rock heavy metal and go back to my Christian roots. And I don't hold this one up at number 9 because really it should also be a little higher, but there's reasons why this one ranks so high. And the person who told me when I said this were like, "What? You got to be kidding me!" Can't really see it, but it's called the Sandpaper Project by a lady named Joy Miller. There's Joy on the back. Okay, I know Joy Miller from when I lived up in Maryland. You can find this on iTunes, and I believe you can also find it on Amazon Music MP3 as a digital release. I don't think you could. I don't know if you can find a CD copy of this aside from Joy herself, and I don't think she had that many made up. But anyway, um, I knew her from back in Maryland. We played together for a short bit at a church we went to, and she had some really amazing songs at the time. Um, one of which is on this album. So everything she's done on this album, Farce is even better than what she had done before. Um, Refined, which is just an a cappella beauty of a song. Cost of Hiding, Heal Me. These lyrics just they crush me. I can't listen to the song without not feeling emotional about it. It's just a wonderful track. Mary, um, which was the one song I was familiar with before she came out with this. From Behind the Stone, which is basically, I mean, that's an Easter Resurrection Day song. Baptized, What the Lord Has Done. I'm not going to plug myself here because I'm kind of embarrassed thinking about this day, but I actually play on the song What the Lord Has Done. There's a little, I do a little bit of guitar stuff on the verses, and I put a clunky little riff in there. And then I was supposed to do a solo, but the solo just never came together. But anyway, if you can go look for this one on iTunes or Amazon, do it. This is just a wonderful album. Very folky, sounding, for the most part, singer-songwriter, sounding, uh, but just, God, I I just love this thing from start to finish. Look What the Lord Has Done also has a hidden track on it as well, just an acoustic song. Beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful song. Next up, and by the way, y'all might be a little surprised. Anybody who knows me really well will probably be really shocked that they're not going to see a Kiss album on this list, but I'll come to that in a little later. Steely Dan, Royal Scam with the really weird album cover. Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, man, those guys just tore it up. Um, I heard this album when I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. My sister had this one. Uh, Songs like Kid Charlemagne with that wonderful Larry Carlton solo. Chaos of Altamira, Don't Take Me Alive with another amazing Larry Carlton passage. Sign In Stranger with that kind of almost a little bit of reggae feel to it. The Fez, A Green Earrings, another great song. Haitian Divorce, another reggae tinged song. Everything You Did, and then the snarling title track of the Royal Scam. Bow, 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 bow. Ah, I love that riff. Love the cynicism in that riff. Great album. Um, Still my favorite Steely Dan album. I got to see them once before Walter Becker passed away. And I was kind of sad that they only did Kid Charlemagne in concert. I would have loved to have heard more of the album. But anyway, still one of my favorite Steely Dan albums. Uh, just a great, great, great album, start to finish. Okay, this one had an effect on me as a guitar player. Um, I just I loved what the guitar player did, and it's just such a shame that we never got to see more of him because he was killed in an airplane crash in 1982. And I'm talking about Diary of a Madman with Ozzy Osbourne and Randy Rhoads on guitar. Um, this is this was a this was the open this up. This was the 30th anniversary edition, and sorry, can't really see now. Then there's just a couple CDs in there, so it's nothing really to see. But this album had a really big profound effect on me on a guitar. I love every song on this, from Over the Mountain to that monstrous Lee Kerslake drum riff to Flying High Again, which yeah, it's been overplayed a little bit, but still a great song. Uh, you Can't Stop Rock and Roll, um, or You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. Excuse me, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. Believer with that great bass riff from Bob Daisley. Little Dolls, um, Tonight, SATO, and of course the monstrous title track. Love that song. Love, love, love that. All the classical guitar that Randy threw in there. Just a lush, wonderful, and a great solo. Great guitar solo there. Oh, Randy, rest in peace, brother. You were taken way too soon from us. Next up, I'm gonna go with an. It's weird that I actually have vinyl to show. Warlord, Deliver Us. This is a reissue put up by High Roller Records, and yes, I have not actually opened this one up really, but um, but I have a CD version of this. But I had to get this because it had so many other bonus tracks. But I wanted to have these albums because I love this album. I just, ever since I first heard it in the '80s, I just fell in love with it so much. Um, the main album, Deliver Us, Winter Tears, Child of the Damned, that was the first song I think I heard by the band. Um, Penny for a Poor Man, Black Mass, and Lucifer's Hammer. I mean, it's just every song sounds different. There's nothing sounds the same. Very epic metal sounding. Just beautiful, beautiful music by Bill Samus rather. Excuse me. Rest in peace. He passed away in May, um, and it's still very just. I'm still heartbroken about that. But what a wonderful band. They would only do two more albums, full length studio albums, and kind of a live album called "And the Cannons of Destruction." Um, Still just a wonderful band. Highly encourage and recommend to check them out. Next up, this one's an easy. This is I know is going to be on a lot of people's one, but you know this one. Of course, I'm talking about The Wall. For the longest time, The Wall was my favorite album of all time. Something about The Wall, though, has kind of brought it down a few notches. I don't know if I just don't connect to the album story as much as I used to, but there is no denying one amazing epic moment on that album. David Gilmour, Comfortably Numb, guitar solo. Enough said. I don't need to speak more about that album. Lots been said about it. It's an amazing album. It's just has dropped a few notches over the years, but it's still a wonderful, massively great album that every once in a blue moon I still pull out and listen to. Next up, this one's creeped up a lot for me over the years, but I love this album too. Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Another album I heard when I was a kid. My sister had this one. Tells a um, it's a it's a concept album. What it means exactly is up to anybody's guess. I've read where Peter Gabriel calls it like coming of age meets Pilgrim's Progress meets God only knows what else. I don't know, but somewhere coming of age and Pilgrim's Progress. uh, Go figure that one out, right? But still, there's moments on that. I mean, it's just Phil Collins is drumming, Mike Rutherford's bass playing, Tony Banks and his keyboards and synths, Steve Hackett and his guitar work, which doesn't show up as much as you wish it could, but still just I mean, what when he does shine, he shines. And of course, Peter Gabriel. I mean, I love the Peter Gabriel era of Genesis probably a lot more than the Phil Collins era. Although the first two albums, I think probably up to when Steve Hackett left is probably where I cut off. I still like that other stuff, but the Peter Gabriel and Steve Hackett era, by far my favorite stuff. But again, a lot has been said about this one. I don't think you need me to say more about it. It's an awesome album. I just did a video on number four. Um, yeah, or number that was number four. So number three. Sorry, I wasn't doing my numbers. I just did a video on this album, Tales of Mystery and of Mystery and Imagination of Edgar Allan Poe by the Alan Parsons Project. Came out in 1976. Wonderful, wonderful album. Go back and see my video maybe where I talk. I kind of show off all my stuff I had on this album. But it is a great album. I just love every song on this. The instrumental "Dream Within a Dream," the Raven with the vocoder of keyboard computer trick for vocal, "Telltale Heart" with Arthur Brown on vocals, the Castle of Amontillado, "System of Dr. Tar," Professor Feather, the long instrumental classical rock piece of "Fall of the House of Usher," and ending off with "One in Paradise." Stellar album. Absolutely love it. Number two, this is another album that had a very profound effect on me as a guitar player, and probably will always have an effect on me. It's another album I just love every single song. Led Zeppelin 4. You don't need me to say anything about this album. It's amazing. From Black Dog to Rock and Roll to Battle of Evermore to Stairway to Heaven to Misty Mountain Hop to Four Sticks to Going to California to When the Levee Breaks. What more do you need me to say? It's an awesome album. Right now, though, my favorite Wasp. And for the Wasp purists out there that are still watching this, I'm going to show up the original, the Crimson Idol. I identified so much with this album as a kid. Well, teenager, or no, 92, 93 was when this came out. So I would have been in my 20s. But either way, I still connected very deeply with the story of Jonathan and the dream to become the rock star, um, and just to be. I don't think I focus quite so hard on the desire to be accepted by my parents because in time I really was. But I just didn't realize it at the time. But I'll tell you what, I love, I love both versions of this. I love the original. Bob Kulick just tears this up. It's just amazing work on this. Blackie's voice is amazing. Frankie Banali's drums are crushing. But I also love the re-recorded version of this. Okay, why do I like the re-recorded just as much? Um, Blackie adds a little extra stuff to the album. So there's some extra tracks, little musical passages, a song from their previous album prior to this called Golgotha that was called Miss You. That is on this, and I thought it fit really well with the. I really thought it fit well. So, but I just love it. I mean, yeah, Blackie doesn't sound angry, and I know that's why a lot of people love the original because you could still, Blackie's. You could hear the, the anger, the intensity, and Blackie's in his mid 60s now, so yeah, his voice may not have the anger that it once had, and yeah, maybe people don't like the fact that he changed some lyrics to make it not be the cussing that you got from songs like Chainsaw Charlie. Um, you know, yeah, a lot of people didn't like that either, but I didn't really mind that so much. That didn't really bother me. As I said in the beginning of the video, I call myself a follower of Jesus. Blackie is too. Okay. So I understand his reasoning for doing it. Um, the drums to me on this one, I think sounds a little flat compared to Frankie's Benelli's monstrous drumming on this one, but it's still, I mean, that's nothing to take away from the drummer that's on this because being able to pretty much beat for beat do what Frankie did on this is is a monstrous task, and he lived up to it very very well. So he did. So I'm not complaining. So with that, let me just kind of recap again. Coming at number one, we're going to do Crimson Idol. Number two, Zeppelin 4. 3, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. The Wall at number 4. This really should have been number 5. Genesis Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Warlord, Deliver Us. Diary of a Madman, coming at number 7. The rest are easy now, CDs. Number 8, we got the Steely Dan Royal Scam. Coming at number 9, Sandpaper Project by my good friend Joey Miller. Face Warning, Awaken the Guardian, coming at number 10. The Jesus Record by Rich Mullins and a Ragamuffin Band at number 11. And number 12, we have Tall Stories. So, what's some of your favorite albums? Talk to me. Love to hear from you. Let me know what some of your favorite albums are. What do you think of some of these albums? Which ones are you interested in hearing if you've never heard of a couple of them? Check them out. So, for I am Johnny Metal. This is the Kid Johnny C YouTube channel. Much love, everybody. You guys have a good day.